Facebook, Pastor C.V. John's New Wine Church, Shreveport, Louisiana. We're glad to be able to bring to you some great information from a very powerful woman of God. Today is a very blessed day, the day that the Most High have made for us. I want to go ahead and introduce our speaker on today, and then those that's on the panel platform today, starting at my upper right, Dr. Renee Smith, who's going to be our speaker on today. And our subject is going to be health, wellness, lifestyle. Down at the bottom of her is a very prolific and excellent teacher, husband, nice dressed young man, Dr. Larry Smith. Over to my left upper, very nice, attractive young man from a military friend of mine, all the way from Texas, Fort Hood, is my brother and preacher, prophet Jimmy Floyd. Beautiful, powerful, prolific woman of God, Dr. Apostle Jackie Dozier from Houston, Texas. So what we're going to do now, we want to go on and thank everyone for coming on the panel. And so I'm going to go ahead on and turn the rest of the program over to Dr. Renee.
Okay, well, hello. We are excited to be here on today. First, I must put a disclaimer out. Listen to your physician. I'm not a doctor as in medical field. My doctorate is dealing with the word of Elohim. So I wanted to just say that, but I'm excited to be here on today. And when you start talking about healthy and wealthy living, you definitely have my attention. So I just want to find out if you want to start off with a question, or if not, I just have a couple of things that I wanted to share with you, and then we're going to go on. I know right before we came on, someone mentioned something about red tea. I love red tea. I love green tea, all of that good stuff. And the first thing that we need to remember that Elohim, God, he wants us to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. He wants us to operate in all of that, because in what we call church, you know, we've been shouting, we've been dancing, we've been running around doing all this stuff, but it's time to get everything in line. It's time to line it all up. Because we have to be able to discipline our bodies. We have to be able to do that. If you don't take care of your body is going to be bossing you around for the rest of your life, telling you what to do. So you're going to have to dominate it. You're going to have to tell it what to do. So something that I wanted to share, I just wanted you to see some stats. Let's start off with some stats. And let's look at it right quick. All right, some quick stats. Let's look at it. The percent of men aged 20 and over. Do y'all see that pretty good? With obesity is 37.5%. Percent of women aged 20 and over, the obesity rate is 56%. I object. Why we got to lead out in that? Anyway, the percent of men aged 20 and over with hypertension, high blood pressure, taking medication, 40.5%. The percent of women aged 20 and over with hypertension, that rate is 44%. And then we see that the leading causes of death, heart disease, cancer, and then accident. The first thing that I want to say, in order for us to change, thank you for that, you can take that down. In order for us to change, we must first change the way that we think. I've got to change the way that I think, how I'm looking at things, because you need to know that your health, it matters. We've been talking about prosperity. We've been talking about deliverance. We've been talking about casting out demons. But what about our mindset? So nothing's going to change until I change the way I think. Number one, your health matters. You need to know that. And so in order for me to know that my health matters, I've got to do something different that's going to correspond with that. Oftentimes people will come to the altar and they'll ask me, can you pray for this concerning my health? Can you pray for that? Well, what are you going to do? Because you can be healed, but do you want to be made whole? So there are things that we have to do. So I just want to share a couple of things with you that you can do number one, write your goals down. Your journey is your journey. Your journey is your journey. Everybody's journey is not to become a vegan. Can I say that? That is not everyone's journey. That is not the ultimate goal for everyone. Many times people will say, well, you shouldn't eat this and you shouldn't eat meat. Well, according to my word, I saw Yeshua, he ate lamb. He also ate fish. Is that not meat? So what are you going to do with that? So when people say that we cannot, we have to remember that we've been placed here to dominate. I'm not going to allow anything that I partake in my body dominate me. So I have to control it. Okay, here's another thing that can change your life. Get an accountability partner. I don't know about you, but I need somebody who's going to say, you know what? You might feel like you can't do it today, but you can do it. Your why has to be greater than your biggest excuse. I always say that. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you change? Why do you want to change? We don't have to wait until we get a doctor's threat and then change our life. We can change it now. We don't have to wait until there's a pandemic or an epidemic to go about and then make us have to change our life. No, we can do it today. We can change it, but first we got to change the way that we think. Okay, here is number 5. Be prepared to be inconvenienced. Now, most of us who are 40 and above, we know about not having a microwave. But those that are younger, this is the microwave generation. They want everything quick, fast, in a hurry. So if you're trying to lose weight, you didn't lose it just like that. So you're not going to drop it just like that. So it's going to take time. So be prepared to be inconvenienced. You're going to have to just discipline and do meal preps and all of that. So I want to pause just for a moment. I want to hear from you. I want to just ask you, what are some things that you're wanting to change in your life as far as related to your health? What are some things that you want to change? And then we want to interject. Someone said about sweet cravings. Someone said that they had a problem with that. Can you want to talk about that just a little bit?
Yes, Dr. Janae. As we were talking earlier, I brought up about sugar because I understand sugar is in the majority of our foods. But also I recognize that at certain times of the evening, when I'm not satisfied, or I could be satisfied, all of a sudden I have what we call a sugar craving. And I think, like me and Dr. Jackie was talking about earlier, is that it don't happen all the time, but it's always something that I fall back into because I'm always at some point desiring sugar. Now I notice sometimes I have been noticing that when I'm not getting enough water, I have those cravings. When I'm not hydrated correctly, I sometimes have those cravings, and even with hydration, sometimes it just fluctuates. And just to gain a better understanding of how we're addicted to a lot of things and not even know it.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so let's deal with that craving, that spirit. No.
Yeah.
We want to make everything spiritual. I'm if my husband didn't tell you, I'm the clown of the family, so I'm not. Hopefully, y'all.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay. So let's deal with the sweet demon. So first, let's begin to look at the labels. Look at labels. If you see the words high fructose corn syrup, know that that is a chemical, and that chemical is drawing you back. That chemical will cause you to come out of your bed at 4 a.m. to get a Pepsi. That was me. I was sharing that. Last time this happened, like years and years ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to get out of this bed at 4 a.m. and I'm going to drink this Pepsi one more time. I said, because anything that has that kind of power, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drink it. And then from that day forward, I made up my mind that I wouldn't do it. I said, nothing is going to have that much power over me. So anyway, let's get back to the labels. Read the labels. If you look at the ketchup bottle, it has high fructose corn syrup on it. If you're not paying attention and not get the one with the natural sweetener. Now, I'm going to tell you in advance, anything that's healthy, it's going to cost more.
Right.
So if it's healthy and it costs more, what would you rather pay now or pay later in medication? So you have to, which one do you want to choose, you know?
Right.
So anyway, so in ketchup, in sweet relish, so many different things. If you begin to look at the labels, because sometimes we look at it, I don't know what I'm looking for. Well, there are certain keywords, and that's one of them. High fructose corn syrup. You don't need it in your body because it's a chemical, and it's going to cause you to think that you're still hungry. It's going to cause you to crave some things. And then you said something which was key: water intake. If we can begin to drink half of our body weight in ounces, example, if you weigh 140, try to drink at least 70 ounces a day. That's going to help flush some things out of your system. Now, with myself, I try to make it a routine when I first get up, you know, that I go ahead and get 20 ounces out of the way. All right. And by mid-morning, I want to go ahead and make sure I'm at between 40 and 60 ounces. And when I do, what do? I remind myself, no, you need to increase your water intake. You already know what's up, because the body is going to hold on to that old water until you hydrate it and give it more water. This is how you know that you're dehydrated. If you drink some water and then you have to go right to the restroom, you're dehydrated. Right after you drink that water. So we have to increase it, keep doing it, and make it a habit. Okay, so that was a really good one. That's going to be key. And then of course, you know, pumping up your fruits and vegetables, your raw fruits and vegetables, that's going to be key as well. All right. And then there was something that you had mentioned earlier. You said that your wife, she did something, a concoction. She made that for you. Can you just share about that just a little bit?
Yeah, she made a African green gumbo, and generally they serve it around Lent time of the year, but it's made with collard greens, kale, spinach, and mustard greens. And she puts chicken and also a beef sausage in it. And that curves. Whenever I eat it, whenever she makes it and I eat it, I'm satisfied. I don't want anything else afterward. I would just be satisfied with that. I'll go for the rest of the evening. Normally, sometime when I'm hungry, I eat maybe two or three bowls or something. No, when I eat that, I'll eat one bowl of a good size serving, and I'm satisfied. And the only thing I'll do is finish drinking water or maybe drink some tea or something like that.
Okay, so she hooked the brother up. That's good.
Yes, she did. She went and found that one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
that's working for you, then that's great. And I say that because remember earlier I said everyone's goal is not to become a vegan. That's not everyone's goal. My goal is to maintain my weight. I don't want to lose any more weight. I don't want to gain any weight. I want to, you know, cut and, you know, build muscle mass and things like that because I'm athletic. I've been playing basketball for a long time, blah, blah, blah. But everyone, you have different goals. So if you decide that you're going to eat meat, make sure that you're not overdoing it. Because when I was growing up, we had meat for breakfast, we had meat for lunch, and you better have some meat for dinner.
Right.
If you didn't have meat those 3 meals, then you weren't really eating. So we have to change the way that we are thinking about it. So for myself, for breakfast, I may have a green smoothie. That's my breakfast, and a handful of nuts, something like that. And then, you know, we have to change it. So the other thing that I want to mention that's really, I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it here because I am that person. I'm here to say it. Bacon. Bacon is not your friend. Bacon will clog up your arteries, and it will cause you to have to eventually be on medication. Listen, my mom used to buy that bacon, that thick bacon, that expensive. I'm talking about that bacon was something good, okay? Buy that. And it was good. It may taste good, but it is not good for you. So if that's one of your weaknesses and you know it, the first thing that you can do is stop buying it. You can't consume what you don't buy. That's half of the battle. So I have to think, okay, is this fueling my body or is this trash? So if it's not fueling my body, then that's half of the battle. Okay, so let's hear another question. Does anybody, any other particular area? So we heard about the sweet tooth and how we're not going to be bossed around by the sweet tooth. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I have one that's really, I think maybe an issue now, especially with all of us having to stay home more often than we were before. I'm developing this midriff, that little, what they call a donut around the middle, because I'm normally a walker, but I've been staying home more and I'm just noticing there's a little bit of extra stuff on the sides. That was one, and I got 3 questions that I want you to address. So can you kind of help me with that a little bit?
Are you willing to do what it takes to get rid of that? That's the first question. You
Absolutely.
Good. All right. I'm so glad that you said that because we have what's called a green smoothie that we always recommend, and that helps out. So the green smoothie, it consists of the greens or, kale or spinach. You can do a mix, something like that. Raw kale, raw spinach, about 2 cups. And then also I have here, I brought something that you could see. I don't know if you can see it really well. I can't see it that good, but this is a Herbalife protein drink. Make sure that it is a vegetable-based protein. Want to add that about a tablespoon of protein. That'll give you that full feeling. And then also you want about a cup or so of frozen fruit, maybe some strawberries, mangoes, things like that. Then we want to add some flaxseed, grounded flaxseed. You can buy the flaxseed, you can buy it whole, but with the flaxseed, in order for it to work, you must grind it up. Unlike chia seed. Chia seed, you can just put it in there. You can use flaxseed or chia seed. Flaxseed works better for my body, and it gives you that fiber that you need. You need to make sure that you're having bowel movements at least 1 to 2 times a day. If you're not, okay, we need to get some things in motion, taking these smoothies.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so the flaxseed, that's going to be helpful. And then adding water to it, to the consistency to what you like. Some people, when they're drinking their smoothies, they like their smoothies thick. Some of them want it a little runny where you can just pour it, depending on your liking. And then you'll blend it up. So invest in a good blender.
I got one.
Yeah, and so with those green smoothies, this is part of what I wanted to say. Before you start any type of health regimen, make sure you check with your doctor that it's not conflicting. And then also make sure that you have a mindset to change. And then everything that you do, present your prayers and supplications, present it unto the Father. It's almost like you have to go into a consecration to have your mindset in a certain way that, Father, I need you to change me. See, these are decisions that we're making. Father, I need you to show me the real me, who I am. Why am I craving this? If all is well, why am I like this? Stand in front of the mirror, preach to yourself. Why, if all is well, why am I like this? Okay. And so before you do any type of, I don't like to say diet, but it's a health style change. When you decide to make that change, you can do it. As a man thinketh in his or her heart, so is he, so is she. We know the word. We have to work it in every area of our lives because our health matters. Okay, so this smoothie that we were just talking about, the green smoothie that we were talking about, So you want to drink that at least for 10 days. And you can have other meals. You can do a modified green smoothie cleanse, or you can do just nothing but green smoothies. I've done both. Okay, so let's talk about the modified cleanse because you're wanting to get rid of the midriff. Okay, so you're consuming the green smoothie and you want to drink it, excuse me, before your meal. And you can have it once or twice a day, about 8 to 10 ounces a day. My mom says she drinks about 12 ounces. I was like, Mom, for breakfast, you have a whole 12 ounce? You ain't playing. Okay. So if that's what you want to do, then go ahead. But I would rather you drink the green smoothie than to be drinking something else. Okay. So you're drinking that. And then while you're doing that, what's your bread intake like? Are you staying away from white, wonderful potatoes? I love potatoes, but potatoes don't love me. So because it's not a mutual thing, I got to get rid of potatoes. It's not good for me. All right. Every now and then I may have potatoes, but it's maybe like once every 4 months or 5 months. One day I made some cauliflower. It looked like mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
And my sons, they were like, "What's this?"
I've had it before. Yeah.
Why don't you just try? I mean, what does it look like? He said, it looked like mashed potatoes, but Mom, we know you're not cooking mashed potatoes. Why don't you just try it? Our 13-year-old, he tried it. He was like, no, these are not mashed potatoes. These taste like, I think he said, tastes like broccoli or something, white broccoli. But anyway, he's the chef, one of the chefs of the house. But anyway, so implementing that one thing will help you, and you'll see that with your bowels, they're going to become more normal, doing once or twice a day. Make sure that you're putting in about a tablespoon of the chia seed or the flaxseed. And like I said, the flaxseed, it works better for my body. You have to see what works better for you. For my husband, what I use for him, for his breakfast, he has steel cut oatmeal. I have some stuff here. I don't know if y'all can see it, but this is not that guy that you see, the Quaker Oat box. No, this is real oatmeal. This is steel cut oatmeal, non-GMO. So he will have the oatmeal with his chia seed, with some almonds, with blueberries, bananas. It looks wonderful. But guess what? I don't like oatmeal, so I don't eat it. That's just me. But if you want oatmeal, if you want something warm, and we are getting away from those killer breakfasts, if you want to try that, I think that would be great. And that's a great way to increase your fiber. And also celery and pears, they have a lot of fiber in it as well. So that's going to be really helpful. Also, you said that you don't walk as often. Well, I want to encourage you. You can get a mobile bike, because listen, I would make a great accountability partner for you. Because whatever reason you tell me you can't do it, I'm going to find a reason why you can. Okay, so yeah, so think about getting a bike, a mobile bike, and it's better on your knees too. As we increase in age, we have to make sure that we don't have high impact on our knees. When I see older people out running, I said it's gonna wear out after a while, but y'all keep on, okay? I know it may seem a little, some people don't like not seeing the scenery when they run. Well, put a TV up, create the scenery that you want. We have to be team no excuses, okay? So hopefully that was helpful in the one question that you just asked.
I just have one more that I'd like for you to address, and then my time is.
I'm trying to get all your questions in.
Okay, just one more.
We know that you have to leave a little early.
The other question I wanted to do is about addressing, so many of our foods have been genetically modified, and we have additives in there that affect our the amount of food that makes us want to crave food and eat more. Can you address that? And even if I have to go out, I'll still be listening in, but I'll just have to go run an errand.
Yes,
So
I'm an advocate for growing your own food. We try to grow everything that we eat, vegetables and fruit. If you don't have the space, I understand, but there are some things that we can do at home to grow certain things, or you can hook up with someone who has a garden. Tell them, you know what, I don't have the space for it, but do you mind if I sow this in your garden? We can do like a team effort, things like that. Because that is true. Many things, I mean, we have so many pesticides. It's terrible. The things that you see in the grocery store, even the fruit and the vegetables, we have to make sure that we're washing that fruit. It looks so pretty and shiny, doesn't it? That wax is not good for you. You need to wash that wax off. We have to think about that. And then the pesticides. And then according to scripture, they're supposed to rest the soil. We rest our soil over here where we live. I don't know about what they're doing, and I know they're not, because they're not concerned about that. They're about producing and reproducing as much as they can, as often as they can. So when you have that knowledge, then you think of ways of how can I, you may want to establish a community garden. We're doing that with the homeschoolers. You know, they have a community garden. So there are different ways to achieve the goal that you're trying to achieve. And that's definitely, I'm glad you're mindful of what's going on with the food, because it's not what it used to be.
right.
You'll probably have to eat pears to get one real good pear. So also, thank you for bringing that up. Supplements are really good. We do supplement. I do encourage, if you've never heard of sea moss, anybody heard of sea moss? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So some people, they don't want to make it themselves. You will purchase the sea moss, can give that information to you where you could purchase it, but it looks almost like, when you blend it up, it looks like this. It looks like applesauce. Doesn't taste like applesauce, but it has 92 minerals that your body needs. And also if you add bladder, see, my babe always get me mixed up on that word. Bladderwrack, he talking about it sound like a battle axe. Bladderwrack or burdock root, those are herbs. If you add that to it, you will have 102 minerals that your body needs. And this will help with the mucus inflammation that's in your body. That will help with that. So that's really helpful. And then also, while we're talking about other supplements, I definitely recommend elderberry.
I'm taking that.
Yeah, you take elderberry?
Yes.
That's great for vitamin C. And of course, vitamin D, we get that from the sun. We try to get out as much as we can when we can. There are supplements out there, but remember, vitamin D, we get that from the sun. We need that as melanated people. So with the elderberry, you can purchase your own dried elderberry, or you can even grow your own plant. It's going to take a little bit. I'm working on that. We have some plants out there, but you will purchase your dried elderberry and make your elderberry juice or elderberry syrup. And this will really boost up your immune system and help you out a lot. Now, one of my friends, she said that, yes.
Keep talking. I'll catch you. I'll hear you on the audio.
Okay. Now, one of my friends said that her doctor told her to stop taking elderberry. I said, really? Oh, okay. So he was trying to keep his job. In other words, he wants you to keep coming back. Oh, okay, I get it. So, no. Elderberry, it works. At the onset, if you think that you are getting a cold or it's helping with the big C word, I'm not going to say it, because when you say that word on social media, they tend to mute you, block you, take your videos down and all that. But the big C word that's going around the world right now, that elderberry is a great immune booster, amongst other things that you should be doing as well. Okay? All right, go ahead.
Dr. Renee, I know you stated that cleaning your fruit and vegetables. And a lot of people, just think the traditional washing, take away those pesticides and that waxy film that they place over them to make them look pretty and shiny. And also you're alluding to the pharmaceutical aspect of doctors not treating properly. They're only treating, they're not trying to cure. So so with that being said, what is the best way to actually clean your fruit or vegetables, because we deal with the same pesticides?
Yes. Believe it or not, you can soak it in vinegar water. You can do that. Some
Mhm.
people use baking soda in water, but it's really important because you can basically see the difference. It's so shiny, so beautiful and all of that. But when you rub all of that off, it just looks like a plain fruit. It really does.
Right.
My mom, she grows her own fruit in Savannah, Georgia. And when it was around, I believe it was late December, she had shipped me some fruit and it didn't get here for like 3 weeks later. And because the fruit was fresh, when I got it, it was still good. It was still good. And I told her, I said, well, she said, well, I hope the fruit is still good. I said, you know what? How long you think that fruit has been in the grocery store that you that you go and buy? They have that thing all waxed up and you don't even know what you're getting and how long it's been sitting there. So yeah, so that's those interject to help clean fruit and vegetables as well.
No, actually, you hit it on the head, because I was told vinegar water, and I didn't know about the baking soda. But the baking soda is another piece to just to let them soak and to get all those chemicals off, because it's those chemicals that are causing the second and third order effects in our bodies. The carcinogens from the actual pesticides and all those different things that are they're keeping to deter the animals and also the insects, but yet it's spilling over into our bodies, which is causing all these different types of cancers and all these different problems with inflammation and everything.
That's right, absolutely. Also, I mentioned about your own garden. I can't stress this enough. There are certain things that you can grow at home. You can grow yourself. You don't have to have a large garden, or you can partner up with someone who does have it. But for our garden, we make sure that we don't have any type of chemicals on it. We do have an organic garden. Right now, we have our winter greens going, and I'm really excited about the spring because that's like my favorite. But the Father, He knows what we need when we needs it. So I make sure that we're getting our winter greens in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Most of the time, when we're cooking our food, we will overcook it. So we have to make sure that we get away from that. I know my grandmother, who has transitioned, powerful woman. She was 95 when she passed, and she was 93, still driving, still working. Thank you, Father, for longevity on both sides of my family. I receive it. Thank you. And anyway, so my grandmother, she would cook collard greens and she would put pigtails in it and just all kinds of, I'm talking about, listen, when you eat those greens, it's like you just kissing heaven, but you're not. So I had to change the way that I was preparing our greens. At first, the first change that I made, at first I was using like some smoked turkey to give it that smoke taste that I'm used to. But now I'm actually using a little smoked salt. You have to be careful because you don't want to use too much salt and cause other problems. But you can use smoked salt because I'm getting away from using so much meat just reprogramming my mind. No diabetes, it is not inherited. It's because if we keep cooking the way that our parents cook, that's what's being passed down. So I had to change something. I could not, I couldn't do the pigtails. I couldn't do the ham hocks and all of that. I couldn't put that in there. And it makes it taste so wonderful, but it's not good for me. So I had to make that change. Yes.
So Dr. Ray, what I'm hearing also on the flip side is that a lot of things that we do has been propagated from generation to generation, but not understanding the history of why that food was synonymous with us, because Massa only gave us the scraps and not the best of anything. So therefore we took it and modified it to make it a delicacy that everybody loves today.
Listen, I love our people. I do.
Right.
I say it all the time, and you can say whatever you want, but I love our people, and I love how we can make something out of nothing. We didn't have that much, but we took it and made it our own. And like you said, and just, oh my goodness, like we're the best of best cooks. I'm just saying. But anyway, so we just have to really watch that, because as we show our children different things, we can change their generation by the things that we're deciding to do now. I can change, and I'm showing my sons and my daughters, showing them what is a healthy meal, what's not healthy. Well, I thought a turkey sandwich was healthy. Well, the meat is processed. It's not healthy. I need to make better decisions on that. So let me go back to the slide. I wanted to share something else. And then if anyone has anything that they want to interject, just feel free. I'm just going to keep sharing. I dealt with be prepared to be inconvenienced, because it's not quick, fast. Challenge yourself. Most of the times we'll make excuses like, oh my goodness, I can't do it because of this. I want to lose weight, but I can't. Yes, you can. You can do it. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. Yes, it's not a cliche. We're talking about making serious changes here. Okay, and then number 7, change the way that you look at food. Is it fuel or is it trash? Number 8, this is huge. Sometimes I have a health and wellness page. It's called Healthy and Wealthy Lifestyle Changes. It's on Facebook. And sometimes I will put a picture on there. Take a picture of what's in your grocery cart. Let me see it. Let me see a picture. Change what you're buying. If you don't listen, it won't make it to your house if you don't buy it. So according to 3rd Yochanan, or John, it says, dear friend, what? Let's see this. Put it all the way up so we can see it. I pray that you may enjoy good health, and that all, what is all? All may go well with you, even as your soul is doing well. My soul, my mind, my will, my emotions, all of that. The Father is concerned about every aspect of our lives, and we tend to limit it to just cars and clothes and stuff and jobs. What about your health? He's concerned about that too. I know it was funny. When I lost my voice a few weeks ago, I said, man, I didn't realize I talked that much. But that's how I feel right now. Okay, so we need to change the way that we think, change what we're buying. If I change it, if I do something different, I'm going to get something different. If I keep doing the same thing, then I'm going to continually get the same thing. I've got to do something different. Okay. All right. So everybody good? Anybody want to say anything? Oh, yeah.
I got my hand up.
I hear you. Whatever the question is, the answer is yes. Go ahead, babe.
But really, I just want to be a evidence given or a testimony to what she is saying, how true it is. And I called my wife, my life cook. And I told her she extended my life through her cooking. And the part about the mindset, because at one time, my wife was having a problem, with drinking the water.
Right.
And I said, Renee, you're going to have to approach that like you do anything else.
That's right.
Go on to consecration, pray in the spirit, spend some time with the Holy Spirit. I said, that has to be broken. And she applied that word and did that, and it broke. And relative, was it going on 2 years or a year, two, something like that? She changed, Renee just began to change, not a diet, but lifestyle. Because they were saying was bad cholesterol or something like that. And I'm very athletic, and we just do stuff. Our whole family play basketball together. We do this, we do that. We're working. Ain't nobody sitting around, eating. Always were interested in eating right, things like that. And they said, no, we're not going to have that. But I had to be a recipient and be obedient. When she said, we're going to detox your body and we're not going to eat any more meat, she said, for 3 months, we're not going to eat any meat. And then after that, we're just going to go ease you back into seafood. I didn't eat meat for 3 months. It wasn't no argument. It wasn't no struggle, because I made a decision. I made the decision, and come to find out what she put me on, I wasn't trying to substitute anything. I just wanted to eat to live. And because ain't nobody going to spend no time with this one here but me.
You better say it.
And I'm going to be healthy for it. We ain't going to need no additives and no extras and all this buying this stuff and all that stuff. I want to be in a natural state, just like Abraham was, when he finally got around, y'all know what I'm talking about. But, I listened to her. Everything that she was preparing tastes better than me. I said, look, I'm not trying to eat. You don't have to make it look like meat. I just want to live. I want to be healthy. And everything that she prepared was better. And then after that 3 months, it's like, I don't have to have, I told her I don't have to have meat. Just whatever you cooking, that's what I'm going to eat. I don't have to have it. And I remember looking many a time, but those shrimp and different things that Renee would be preparing, boys eat. I look at it and just look at it, because my mindset, I want to live and I want to be healthy, and I don't want to deal with nothing like that and be taking no medicine. And y'all veterans know, you go to grocery sack full of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I just let it stay in the grocery sack and threw it away eventually. But what I'm saying is I'm a witness to what she's saying work, but you have to make a decision to what you're going to do. Everything that Renee would prepare for us, that she would bring, I just eat it. Case closed. She mentioned the garden. I'm the mule of the garden. I'm the one to be out there working almost. If I said, look, I got to hire a guy with a tractor, that would end up doing, because it's just, yeah, okay. But everything worked. And when you actually do what you need to do, you feel better, you look better, everything is better. You don't even be wanting the meat. I don't want no barbecue ribs. I don't want no neck bones. I don't want no fried chicken. I don't want it. And there's just so much other products out here and things you can do to make it better. So like Renee was saying, it's actually a lifestyle change. It wasn't a diet. It wasn't that. And she didn't push me into it. She gradually, once my body was detoxed, got all the chemicals out, and then she presented this. That's Renee. And Renee can flat cook, believe me, bruh. And I would tell her, I'm not in. She said, how did it taste? I said, I don't care about how that tastes. I mean, is it good for me? Then I want it. And she would, what you said, the bladder rack.
Yeah.
And I would always say, well, he's a battle axe in the time of storm. He is a But I just want to just share that piece that I'm a result and a product of a lifestyle change, not trying to lose weight. I just want to be healthy and walk around in my natural state, and I'm in my natural state. She said, you're getting too small. I said, well, I handle that. And when she do things, every time she lose 10 to 12 pounds, now I want to lose weight. So it's not about losing weight, it's about being healthy. And once you make the decision to do that and you just stick with it, you don't never go back. It's not a New Year's resolution. It's not a diet. Once you change your lifestyle, and brother, I can understand you looking at I love sweets. I love them.
Yes, sir.
But what I found out, even with that, there was a deficiency somewhere else in minerals. And my body was craving trying to get it out of this other stuff. And that's not what I needed. Then I found out what if I eat and incorporate it with my meal, it doesn't do that much damage to us. So I cut back on that. Renee do the cooking. She cooked this, I eat it. She cooked that, I eat it. If I want something sweet, I'm doing a lot of water. It's just not all the time. Once you break those addictive cravings, actually it's not sugar, it's those chemicals
Yes, sir.
that is programming our bodies. But I just want to, this is real, bro. And I don't, people think I'm lifting weights all the time. I'm not. I lift as much as I can, but I'm not in the gym all the time. I'm not doing it because I changed my life. We love going to the gym. We love running. We love exercising. But during this time, this pandemic, I haven't gained no weight at all because of my eating. And then I'm still active doing something. So what she is saying is right. It works. I just want to just bear witness that what she is saying to do, it actually works. Thank you so much for your time.
Dr. Larry,
Yes.
before you leave, and also Dr. Renee. So I'm just hearing, this is what I'm hearing, and I've said it and I've heard it so many times. In other cultures, they eat to live, but not live to eat. Does that make sense? Because in our cultures, we live to eat, but we don't eat to live. In other cultures, when they're doing the cumin and the turmeric and all of these things in their diets, which brings down inflammation and all those different things, it assists or aids in longevity of life, and they don't even carry certain symptoms. In some cultures, you don't even hear about no arthritis. It's something crazy if you hear arthritis in certain cultures because of the way they eat.
Right. Just like you were saying it, Dr. Nate said it, I said, we took what we had, we took the scraps and made scraps taste good. But we can't, those are traditions, because the scripture talk about good traditions.
Amen.
Those are traditions that we have to break away from. And we're in Memphis, and Memphis is right at the top for us, obesity. Yes. And actually, when you eat, it releases dopamine, just like drugs and music does.
Yes,
and,
sir.
Facing so much hate and mistreatment and abuse, racism and racial hatred and all this stuff. And then, for the most part, the Black America, native born Black Americans, that was our center point of fellowship and feeling good is what was eating. We were eating and not thinking about, they're not working us like a dog like they used to. So it's basically eating and not doing nothing, but it's something that's been passed down through tradition that we have to change it now. Because I talk to people right now. No, man, I'm gonna have me some soy. I said, all right, then, okay. And my crew, I got several crews work for me and stuff like this. I said, okay, I like working. I really like it. I like, I have to manage, but I say, if I get out here and you 21, ain't nobody stop working until I stop working. Don't be telling me, we're going to lunch. I said, am I going to lunch? For what? Okay. It's about 5 o'clock. I said, I know what time it is. I told you I don't stop working till I stop working. Since you want to keep doing what you're doing, and here you are 21, and I'll be 60 this month, and you can't hang a half a day because of the way you were eating. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. So it's that challenge also, and we are sensitive to that what our community, what our people have done because of the abuse, and what we have relied upon to give us something to make us feel good, and and something to bring us together and things of this nature. But it's a mindset. We have to break those traditions. It was a curse. We got to break it. And one thing that we really need to receive in our belief system, he wasn't playing when he said he pray above all that you will prosper, but your thinking got to prosper in order to be in health. So like you said, other cultures, they got the best of everything. It was fed to mass, but now we have no excuse.
Amen.
Like Dr. Nate was saying, she's not trying to make anybody a vegan because they take that too far. Oh, I don't want to eat no honey because it comes from a bee and the bee was living. I can't smell it. I can't touch it. But I thought the greens are alive, aren't they?
Yes.
Don't beans grow from a seed? Isn't it alive?
Yes.
Everything is alive that we are eating. So, but people take it and make a religion out of it and make it a holy grail. And you still, when your body's through, it's through still. And you get, that's why I was saying earlier what Dr. Renee did with me. First, I changed my lifestyle. I just changed everything. And I went into it, I just listened to her and just did what she said. I don't have to go investigate for what. I got the proof. I'm getting the evidence. She getting the evidence of how that we need to change things. And this mindset of I got to have black eyed peas on New Year's Day with college, whatever. And
Yeah.
what we're saying, I'm gonna take away days from my life is what I'm doing. And then how can the Father really use me if I shout 3 minutes and I'm or can't do anything, so it all, it all falls into place. But yes, that's a big part of it, but we can't continue to use it as an excuse.
Okay, all right. You mentioned turmeric. I'm glad you mentioned turmeric because there's a concoction that I love to use. It does have turmeric in it, and also you can add, I have it right here. This is something that helped with lowering my husband's cholesterol. And of course, I said there's a disclaimer, so don't y'all be trying to send me no whatever. But anyway, so what it has, this is garlic, and it also has lemon and water and honey in it. And we blend it all up. I can talk to you later about how to actually make it. But anyway, you can always add turmeric to this. This is really good. The nurse asked us, what are y'all doing? But what are you doing? It's something, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And that's what we're doing. First, we had to change our mind. Then we changed what we were eating. Then we implemented some other things like, the ginger, garlic, turmeric, all of that to help reduce the inflammation, all of that that's in the body. So we have to make changes like that. And then I know that we're almost out of time. I just want to share a couple of more things, and then I'm going to turn it back over to.
Let me ask you one question.
Yes.
Dr. Renee. Someone texted me and said that when it comes to portion, can you eat what you want if you cut your portion size? That's the first question. Number two, can meal sizes be between 6 to 8 ounces per main meal and 3 small snacks in between?
Okay, so everyone's journey is different. I always like to say that. Can you eat what you want? Nah, it sounds good though. We have to be disciplined in what we're eating, what we're putting into our bodies. If you want to start off with gradual steps, I don't have a problem with that. We gradually dropped chicken. We dropped that, and then we dropped the beef. We dropped that, and this is our journey though, my family. This is our journey. And so now we eat primarily seafood along, of course, the vegetables and fruit. I'm talking about as far as meat is concerned. So as far as portions, most of the time we have too large of a portion on there. We already know that. So it's good that this person is asking about portion, because portion control is definitely a factor, because we have to shrink that muscle of a stomach. If we don't shrink it, it's going to just get larger and larger, right? So notice that after you detox and you begin to go on this journey, this health journey, and you begin to eat meals and cut down your portion, if you decide to eat a large portion after you've already cut it down, more than likely you're going to feel miserable behind it. So when you start something, make sure that you continue on. Even if you're fasting in a certain way, you don't just go out and eat a full meal. You have to gradually work back. You may start with soups and salads, things of that nature. You don't want a hard meal, this, that, and the other. It's going to make you get sick. Okay, I did a green smoothie challenge I think I did it for about 10 days. And there were 2 types. One, whereas you can drink nothing but green smoothies and do nothing but raw fruits and vegetables, things like that. Did that for 10 days. My husband said I was looking like a pit bull. Like but I wanted to break something. One of the things was water. I wanted to increase my water, and I knew that I had to have a certain mindset. So I had to discipline my body to do that. So on the 11th day, I decided that, okay, I'm good. I'm going to eat some fish. I'm going to eat, just this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. My entire body was aching. No, it was just aching because it just wasn't time. I was not taught on how to go back in it. So we have to be careful of that. Now, what was that second question?
They wanted to know, keep the meals sizes between 6 to 8 ounces per main meal and 3 small snacks in between.
Okay, well, that sounds like a plan for them that may be working for them. There are different people who try different things. You know, some people, they'll fast or intermittent fasting until 12 and only eat between certain hours. Some people choose to have certain snacks. The question is, what are you eating? Not just how often and the size, but what are you eating? Are you still eating mashed potatoes, macaroni, dressing? You can't have that throughout the entire year. If you want to do it once a year, okay, cool. But what are we doing? How much bread are you having? I need to know more information about that. Are you cooking with butter? If you have butter in your house, throw it out the window. Unless it's vegan butter or something like a avocado butter. We have so many choices now. Avocado butter, you have, because that's what I use, avocado butter, or you can use different almond butter, things like that. But regular butter, that's what's blocking up the veins, okay? So it may sound whatever. We know that we shouldn't be eating margarine at any time. We know that. But we want to try to get away from some things. If you're going to cook your food, if you must fry something, I would suggest that you purchase an air fryer. That works, and it's very effective. An air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, buy one, learn how to use it. And then also use either avocado oil, grapeseed oil, coconut oil, things like that to fry your food if you're going to fry something. Okay, avocado oil, it is expensive, but I always tell myself I would rather buy this than buy medicine. The regular oil may be $1.32, but the avocado oil is $11 a bottle. I have 4 bottles downstairs. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share. Just make sure that we are gradually making progress. Now, if you are able to just change, then change. When people make an abrupt change like that, they revert back to the old ways. So it's good to just gradually go into it. Drop this, drop this, drop that. Well, if you're eating meat every day, maybe you want to try eating meat once a day. And then once you have that down pat, try it once a week. Then you may want to try it once a month. We're talking about detoxing the body because you can have too much of that in your system and you have to eventually detox. All right, so yeah, so that's what I wanted to share. I have all of this stuff. MAG07, this right here, if you never use this as a detox, while you're detoxing, this is really good. It's a cleanser, a colon cleanser. We have to cleanse our colon of fecal matter. We have to do that, especially if you're not using it every day. You need to do that. Whenever I hear MAG07, I salute, because MAG07 don't play. It's natural, but it's effective. And if you need details, but you take this before you go to bed, about 5 capsules with warm water, and about 5 a.m., just plan your day to be at home. And if you feel like you need to pass gas, it's not gas. That's all I can say. Okay?
Dr. Renee, what is your perspective on apple cider vinegar?
Oh, that's a really good one. apple cider vinegar. Some people, if you drink that, you have to be careful because it will eat up your teeth enamel. So you want to drink that with a straw. One day I was feeling real huncho and I just drank it, and my whole life felt like it was burning up. But it wasn't my whole life, but it felt like it. But anyway, the apple cider vinegar does help with cutting with that cholesterol. But listen, if we're do not drink apple cider vinegar every day and you're still eating whatever you want. It doesn't work like that. We have to discipline and, cut out the things that we know that we should not be eating. Oh, I'm gonna eat some ribs, but before I eat these ribs, or after I eat these ribs, I'm gonna go ahead and drink this apple cider vinegar. See, we have to change the way that we think. So apple cider vinegar is very effective, and some people use that to help them lose weight as well. So yes, that's a good one. Apple cider vinegar. Some people will mix it with some water and add a little bit of honey. If it's too strong, you can do that. But if you want to just go straight to the chase and just drink a teaspoon or tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar every day, or some say on an empty stomach, you can do that. It's up to you. It's your journey.
Amen. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Renee, Dr. Larry, Dr. Dozier, and also Prophet Jimmy. Before we go off, I want you, Dr. Renee, if you can, give the viewers your information pertaining if they want to contact you about certain things, ask questions. Can you please go ahead on and give them information, please, ma'am?
Okay, so if you want to contact me, most of you, I believe you're connected with either Pastor Johns or other panelists. They can add you to the Healthy and Wealthy Lifestyle Changes page. Now, I don't suggest adding people just because you think that they need to be added. I always ask, do you want? Because it's their will. So just ask them and you can add them. If someone says that they want to connect with me, they can reach out that way. I'm also on Instagram, Dr. Renee Smith. I believe it's underscore, then Dr. Renee Smith. That's another way that you can reach me. Also, our email address for the ministry is EOFCC5773@gmail.com. EOFCC5733@gmail.com. That's another way that you can reach out to me. So thank you so much. I count it a privilege and an honor. Sorry I didn't do all of that in the beginning when I said, oh, thank you so much for having me on and all the different protocols. But that's what I meant. I didn't do it, but I meant to do that.
And let me also say to Dr. Larry, very prolific teacher. I'm one of his students. Dr. Larry, if you can, give us some information about Empowerment Center and what your ministry work is as far as building the kingdom.
Yeah, Empowerment Faith, Kingdom Ambassadors. Our main focus is Matthew 4:17. Change the way you think, because the government of the kingdom is now present. And that's all we focus on, is teaching the concepts of the kingdom, bringing a restoration of the citizens, the kingdom of the citizens of the kingdom to their citizenship versus church membership, bring them into having a conscience of ruling and reigning instead of getting tied up in religion. We have a sonship ministry to grow a person to maturity, to carry out the mandate, Bereshit, Genesis 1:26, and that is to colonize the earth with the culture, the government, the laws of the kingdom. And we do that by going to the original language that scripture was written into, the ancient African Hebrew language, and also teaching the Hebrew letter word meaning. Along with that come the ancient African Medu Neter, and that's a pictorial language that's called hieroglyphics. That's our foundation. That's our assignment, restoring believers back to the Hebrew roots, the Hebrew culture, the holy weeks, holy days, holy eating, holy living. That's it.
Man, very good. Brother
Mm.
Jimmy, what you got for us before we sign off?
First of all, thank you for inviting me, Apostle Johns, and all the panelists. Everyone, I'm really elated to be here, and I'm really, as they say, geeked about the conversation, especially about us reinvesting in ourselves, because we are, as people or citizens of the kingdom, some of us had the mentality to always give, but they don't receive or what I call rejuvenate themselves. And learning how to rejuvenate yourselves again, especially for us military folk that have about 3,000 plus chemicals that ran through our body over a career that we have to actually literally detox from in order to one, have that mindset change and also to change our way of living. So I'm just glad to be here. Dr. Renee, thank you so very much. Dr. Larry, I appreciate you as usual, always doing what you do. And Apostle Johns, thank you again, sir.
Amen. My wife just asked Dr. Renee, she wants to know, can you repeat the Instagram information again?
Okay, Instagram, and hopefully I have this right. It's underscore Dr. Renee Smith, DRRENEE Smith. That's the Instagram.
Amen. We also want to thank, barring Dr. Larry's technician, Minister Derek Anderson, for assisting us on today. So I want to also pray for those that's sick, those bereaved families out there. We want to pray for the kingdom of Yah come, his will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And so once again, I'm your faithful humble service pastor, C.V. Johns, New Wine Ministry, Shreveport, Louisiana. We want to thank all you once again on our panel, Dr. Renee, Dr. Larry, Brother Jimmy. Thank you so much for being with us on today. May the sweet spirit of Yeshua HaMashiach be with you. And as we say in Hebrew, the language, shalom.
Shalom.